As I've grown increasingly disillusioned with modern television, I've found myself retreating from the current offerings, preferring instead to revisit the shows of the past. It's not that there's no good TV anymore, but it seems like every new show either rehashes old ideas or sacrifices storytelling for shock value. Unless someone whose taste I trust gives me a solid recommendation, I've practically stopped watching altogether. With that in mind, I've decided to revisit series I didn't give much time to when I was younger. My opinions have matured and evolved, and I'm curious to see how these older shows hold up now. Recently, I decided to give Andromeda another go, a series I barely remembered, but one that had a cast I found intriguing. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Demon, and today we're going to take a deep dive into Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda, a sci-fi series that, while not without its flaws, offered some genuinely entertaining moments. Andromeda is a series that I appreciated much more the second time around. Originally airing from 2000 to 2005, it was based on concepts by Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, and it attempted to capture the same spirit of exploration, heroism, and moral questioning that made Roddenberry's earlier work so iconic. The show centers on Captain Dylan Hunt, played by Kevin Sorbo, a man out of time who awakens after 300 years to find his Commonwealth in ruins. Determined to restore order to the galaxy, Hunt assembles a diverse crew aboard the titular starship, the Andromeda Ascendant, and sets out on a mission to rebuild civilization. Revisiting the series, I found myself genuinely impressed with the cast, which is unusual for me. Typically, there's at least one character that grates on my nerves, but Andromeda managed to avoid that pitfall. Kevin Sorbo brings a certain gravitas to Captain Hunt, while Lisa Ryder's Becca Valentine and Gordon Michael Woolvitz Harper provide a strong contrasting dynamic. Even the enigmatic alien Transgemini, played by Laura Bertram, is a character that grows on you, although I still have mixed feelings about the decision to change Trans's skin color from purple to gold. It was a jarring shift, and while it was tied to her character's development, I preferred her original look, which made her seem more mysterious and otherworldly. One thing that stands out about Andromeda is its ability to attract some pretty remarkable guest stars. James Masters, known for his role as Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, makes a memorable appearance, bringing his usual charisma and edge to the show. Then there's Michael Ironside, who never fails to deliver a commanding presence. These guest spots added a lot to the episodes they were in, providing a bit of extra star power and keeping things fresh when the main plot lines began to drag. And drag they did, at least in places. One of the more consistent problems with Andromeda is its pacing. There are moments when the show meanders, and certain episodes feel like they could have been tightened up or even trimmed altogether. This issue is particularly noticeable in the middle seasons, where the show's focus sometimes seems to waver. The overarching storylines involving the Nietzscheans, the Magog, and the quest to restore the Commonwealth are compelling, but they're often sidetracked by filler episodes that don't always contribute meaningfully to the plot or character development. That said, Andromeda does have its moments of brilliance. When the show hits its stride, it's genuinely engaging, with thought-provoking plots and well-executed action scenes. The series also delves into some interesting philosophical and ethical questions, staying true to the spirit of Roddenberry's original vision. The idea of a lone ship and its crew standing as the last hope for a fractured galaxy is a powerful one, and when Andromeda leans into that concept, it shines. Visually, the show is a bit of a mixed bag. The special effects were impressive for their time, but they don't always hold up by today's standards. However, there's a certain charm to the practical sets and the design of the Andromeda itself. The ship's AI, Romy, played by Lexa Doig, is another highlight, providing both a humanized touch and some of the show's more humorous and poignant moments. Romy's relationship with the crew, particularly Dylan, adds depth to what could have been a one-note character. One aspect of Andromeda that I've grown to appreciate more over time is its commitment to exploring the different cultures and philosophies of its alien species. The Nietzscheans, with their obsession with strength and survival of the fittest, serve as both allies and antagonists throughout the series, and their complex relationship with Dylan and the crew adds layers to the narrative. The Magog, terrifying creatures with a hive mind mentality, provide a more straightforward threat, but their connection to the larger cosmic forces in the show's universe gives them a more significant role than just monsters of the week. Overall, Andromeda is a series that, despite its flaws, has a lot to offer. It's not perfect, few shows are, but it has heart, ambition, and a cast of characters that you genuinely care about. Even though it drags in places and sometimes loses focus, the moments when it comes together make the journey worthwhile. It's a show that, like a fine wine, seems to improve with age, at least for those willing to overlook some of its rougher edges. I'm Snake Demon, and this has been The Snake Pit. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where I won't read them.